Okay, before I get started, I got to share something with you that is really important. Some of you have been watching my videos, which I greatly appreciate that, but some of you have not been watching all of my videos. And what I mean by that, not watching the videos all the way to the end. I know they're long, but in this video that you're watching right now is a really good excuse why you should watch it all the way to the very end. Because I have a little big surprise that I want to share with you. In case you didn't know, this video, along with my videos I've done for this series, they are unfiltered and uncut. Kind of. I might share this little big surprise in the beginning, or the middle, or the end, who knows. So please do not fast forward this video, otherwise you might miss it. Yes, it is happening, people. And we all know what just happened. The newest episode of Wonderhole just premiered. And wow, we got a lot to talk about. And I am talking about capital A space, capital L, capital O, capital T, a lot. Yeah.
It's a simulation. Can you believe it, man?
What's up, everyone? My name is Rapha Conrad, also known as Random Rapha, and I am your host for Wondering and Wondering Through the Wonderhole, the show there where we discuss, react, and share our predictions / theories about Rhett's new show, Wonderhole. Now, I have a little bit of confession to make. No, this is not the little big surprise that I teased a little bit in the beginning. No, this is something that I should have done in the beginning of each video I've done for this series. I should put down a disclaimer saying, please do not watch this video unless you watch that episode from Wonderhole, because there will be spoilers in this. So I just want to say it right here, and of course for all the videos I've done for this series, please watch the episode or watch the series if you have not watched it. I mean, come on. Please watch that episode from Wonderhole before you watch this video, or watch the entire series so you can come back to this channel, Rapha Conrad, so you can listen to my thoughts, my perspectives, my predictions for that certain episode or the series, all that jazz hands. So I just want to clear that up right there. Although there has been a study that has been posted recently about a certain group of people that want to know the spoilers, want to know what happens in the end in that show or that series or that event, because it keeps them calm, keeps them stress-free, have that sense of expectation whenever they see that movie or the show or they attend that certain event. Well, for this episode of Wonderhole, totally unexpected in the old Rhett way, especially for me. I do things unexpected, and Rhett, they do things unexpected. In this episode, we did not expect this to happen. And to be clear, this episode was not featured in the trailer that was posted weeks back. No, this was done, like, we already got like a sneak peek of it from episode 4 during the end. So we got a little bit of idea, but this was not featured in the trailer itself. And I kind of understand about not giving away what that movie or the show is going to be like in the trailer, or they'll put a snippet of it, but it's totally different in that movie or the show. I get that. But they have said this in Ear Biscuits, that when they were at the premiere, they talked about it that they were in the process of filming another episode for Wonderhole. And they actually did it the day after they did, well, not the premiere, it was a screening. It was a private screening for their series, which was done a week before episode 1 of Wonderhole premiered. So they filmed this episode that we all watched, hopefully you watched, episode 5, just day after that screening in August. So And from that time on, and then when it premiered on September 20th, 2024, that short amount of time right there. And already with the sneak peek that we've had in the end of episode 4, we already got the idea like, oh my gosh, they're doing a challenge, one of these 24-hour challenge video with color. And if you are a consumer of content on YouTube, you're probably familiar with the challenges that most creators, or probably all creators, have done. I haven't done it yet, but they have done this 24-hour challenge thing, like stay in this certain place for 24 hours, or the other challenge was like, I'm eating a certain color for the entire day, or something like that. And of course, you see the ones where they combine the, I am going to wear this for 24 and this certain color for 24 hours. I'm going to eat this for 24 hours. And those creators and a certain character, which will remain unnamed, has done this. It's become a certain niche. And Rhett has mentioned in some interviews that for this series, they're trying to not tackle, see what they can do for the popular styles that we see on YouTube. In this one, they tackled the 24-hour color challenge. And we already saw in the sneak peek that, okay, they're going to be trapped in this room, depending on the certain color that they're representing or wearing. And we all were excited. And then there were some that, there's nothing wrong with like expecting the unexpected, but there's something about overthinking. It's a toxic trait. Even myself overthink sometimes. But I saw some comments before the episode premieres, like, oh, are you trying to do like a hidden message? Like, because at the time I'm filming this, it is election year. And it's like, are you trying to do something political? I mean, Republican and Democrat. Some people thought, oh, is this like red pill or blue pill? Or is this like, is this good versus evil? Well, maybe they're probably right about that, which I'll say a little bit later. But no. First of all, just watch it. Just watch it first. Then you'll understand. Don't overthink. Just be. Okay, that went a little bit deep right there. But, so we watched the episode for the beginning, and already a jump scare of Rhett completely red, Link totally blue. And just, you know, and there was a phone ringing. This is Unfiltered, people. Okay, I had to get that out of the way. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we see Rhett has hazel eyes and Link has blue eyes. But to see Rhett with the red contacts, ooh. And then Link, even though he has blue eyes, and with the blue contacts, it just made his eyes stand out so much. And of course, I, who wears contacts, and I have worn like the different types with different coloring, different styles for contacts. They're uncomfortable. And as someone who's very sympathetic, and I empathize a lot. I mean, I just felt a little bit of their pain. I'm like, yeah, I know what it's like to wear those types of contacts. They're not great. They're totally uncomfortable. So we're already hooked into saying we're going to be in the world of color for 24 hours, and we're just so excited for that. And we see the process of them preparing what we're going to see them go through for this 24-hour challenge, especially putting on the makeup, the nail polish, the clothes, even the isolated chamber, their room they're going to stay in for 24 hours. I say this a lot in the series. Kudos to the Mythical crew, especially for those that are working on this series. I mean, like, I know I do Chef's Kiss a lot, but like, they're so good. Like the amount of time that they put something, especially with the short amount of time that they had to do. I mean, like going from like mid-August to like all the way up till right now, putting it together. I mean, it is mind-blowing. But as you see the process of them getting prepared, you notice that you hear this voice narrating in this informational way. It is Katie Seagal, people, and you already know her from Married with Children. Married with Children. yeah, Married with Children, and then there was that other one with Kaylee Kuko in it. I can't remember. Comment down below, help me out a little bit. And of course from Futurama, but with the narration right there, for all of you DCOM, Disney Channel original movie fans right there, you know what it is. Smart House. I mean, we're getting that Smart House vibe, but except in the world of Rhett Link. I mean, and they even said that for the character for this series, that Katie Sagal was the voice of the Intelligent House. I bet someone who was helping Rhett Link putting this together is a DCOM fan and say like, oh, why don't we just like, you know, do it like the Smart House thing? Like, do a little bit of a nod to that Disney Channel movie, which is still timeless to this day. And I'm just going to go off subject a little bit. You know, even though Smart House was premiered like in the 90s or something, there are some elements in there that are like very similar to like what we know of Smart Houses today, but they predicted it before it actually happened right there. Anyway, but like the presentation of it, if you watch the other videos from the creators that do like this challenge stuff, like it's very fast paced, lots of quick editing, like, you know, focusing on the younger generation. That makes sense, but it's all like hyped up. And for this one, it's very informational, and then like also it builds that anticipation. And of course it's not slow, like, oh, it's so slow. It's like, no, you get the information you needed, but also you just like you're anticipating, and of course you get a little bit of laughs here and there, especially when Katie, or the voice of the Intelligent House, aka Smart House 2.0, she said this joke about like kind of comedians. They're not kind of comedians, they're internet-tainers. But I had a little bit of a chuckle right there. And of course, we're all familiar with color psychology. I mean, obviously that certain colors can affect our moods, and especially our mindsets, and especially you know, depending on what we wear, what we eat, what we drink, and what we're in our environment in general. And there was this one part, and there was a little bit of an Easter egg in there. So if you listen to that Ear Biscuits episode where Rhett was talking about his trip to Portugal, and he brought home this toilet paper that was green, and we saw in the sequence of like describe where Katie Sagal was describing about like, does this certain object make you feel something? And we see the toilet paper right there, and it looked like the same toilet paper that Rhett gave to Link, and Link gave back to Rhett for that, and they just colored in post. So that was a little bit of a nice Easter egg right there. So we've seen all this, like the preparation for them being in this isolated chamber or torture chamber, or the little Intelligent House, which again, I know I can't stop praising the Mythical crew for putting the set together. But if you watch, and I'm just going to say this, I said this a lot in the series, if you're not part of the Mythical Society, please join, because it is totally worth it, and you get more exclusive content about it. And during behind the scenes, and I said it a lot, they filmed the certain scenes or the interviews for this series and for what they've done for Good Mythical Morning in this studio, which it's not where they filmed Good Mythical Morning. They filmed for like the little bits in there, like a little sound stage in there. The way they put it together, and we all thought that it was going to be like an actual chamber, like what they have to do, and we all thought that they were going to be totally separate, which it gave the idea, but there was like a divider, and you see in there. And with the shout out to Mike Paisley, the head of the art department for Mythical and for the series, we all thought that there was just going to be like hidden cameras, which there were hidden cameras. We saw it like in the well put together editing shots for the series itself, like see what it looks like. And it's just like how we thought, like, oh, it's almost like Big Brother in a way. But they showed like the roof right there. It was not completely covered. There was like open air, which when Mike was throwing the food cube, which every time that Katie Sagal says, food cube, I'm gonna say that now from now on. Of like, if I want some food, I'll say food cube. I don't know. But they had like open space of like where Mike was dropping the food. So but you kind of give that illusion, thinking like, oh, there's like a chute that dropped through. No, there wasn't. And of course, like the where they shot the part where they were drinking the water, and you look at that circle right there. We think it was like a fisheye lens, but then there was actually there was the glass that had the camera person, and then where Link or Rhett would be like, and you just have like that viewer there, kind of like like if you go to like you see in like these crime scene investigations that people are interrogating with them, and you have like in that closed room where they're being interrogated, and to the opposite side the glass. I forgot the name of it because it's slipping through. And by the way, this is Unfiltered in case you didn't know. But we just see it just like giving the illusion, the power. I was going to say television. Well, it is almost like a television series. The way that they just creatively put it, like shoot it, film it in a way that gives the illusion they're in a room. And already as they see it, we see Rhett and Link in the room in their distinguished designated colors that they're going to be staying in for 24 hours. And we already can see and feel their emotions, and especially with like Rhett being like up and going and very feisty, and then agitated, and Link being so relaxed, and then being so slow, lethargic, and especially with the food cube sequences where like Rhett was like on it and Link was just like, where'd it go, and then until he caught the food cube in his mouth. And so we see them going through all that, and it's just like and I know some people think of like, oh, we already getting the idea that they're doing like a documentary vlog style in the beginning, and it'll subtly switch over, or maybe immediately switch over to a scripted fictional story right there, or a story hidden inside an event that is actually happening. I've seen some people like, negatively said that it's all fake, they're just doing it for show. I actually believed it. I mean, and even they said it in the behind the scenes on the Mythical Society. They did not know what to expect. They were actually going through it. They were locked in, even though there was like, they were aware of like, yeah, the roof was open and all that stuff. They had to modify, but they were isolated. They went through, there were actual lights that matched the color that they were designated in and all that. They were going through it. And I felt it, and everyone else that I've seen on the comment section, on social media, felt their pain, their joy, all that jazz hands. And speaking of comments, oh my gosh, the part where they were wearing the headphones and they were listening to the comments, which they never read the comments, but as someone who has photographic memory and someone who likes to research, whoop, 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 whoop. And of course, I'm doing a documentary film about the Mythical Beast, which, by the way, go to Project Mythical Beast Film. Can't speak. ProjectMythicalBeastFilm.com to find out more about the documentary film about the Mythical Beast, or click the link in the description down below. So, in all my research, these comments that the voice of the Talented House / Smart House 2.0, aka Case Gaw, where she was narrating while Rhett and Link were wearing the headphones, they're 100% real. I mean, like, I know some people like, oh, it's not real, it's fake, whatever, but they were real, because I remember seeing them in the comments of like, especially with I think it was the one where they said like, Rhett and Link were used to be Christians and now they do put sin, then they're doing sinful stuff for the internet, or like Link airplane, and especially the other comment about like Stevie and Rhett can have their own show. I remember seeing those comments, and again, as someone who's very sympathetic and empathetic, and especially with the colors, like, color psychology, it does affect our moods and mindsets. And like, you can just see, and again, they don't read the comments. Just hearing that going from like very positive to negative, you could just see their emotions. And especially for Rhett, he got agitated. Link got very sad. I mean, but I just got like, it's tough for me to see them going through that, and especially when like after like Link all just frowning, and then Rhett frustrated, throwing the headphones, smashing the chessboard set, and they were just like, like it's tough. We see that to go through all these tests, especially with the water, which by the way, I'm drinking red water right here. I wanted to have blue water, but I did have this cotton candy lemonade this past week while I was working. Boom, right there. Very delicious. So I had a blue drink on a Thursday and then a red drink on a Saturday. You're welcome. So I kind of wonder if like the water, because Breitling have done colored tests on the show Good Mythical, like they've done where like ranking the best colored foods, like so far they did purple and blue, and they also done tests of like if you can taste the color blindfolded while we're being blindfolded. And I kind of wonder if like, yeah, especially with, they done tests of where if you have a certain flavor or something and it's colored differently, your mind and your eyes pick up it's something else, and it can also change your taste buds. I'm not a sciencey person, but I just remember that, and I've done a test, like, you know, I was one of like a guinea pig for that test. But I kind of wonder over like the water, like was it really water, or did they make the water good for Link or make it bad for Rhett? Who knows? So yeah, they were testing the waters out. But it was time for bed, and they were read this bedtime story, which I'm going to give a shout out to. I'm trying to find it right here. I got my notes right here. Her name is Katie Mai, who is the illustrator for the storybook. And I put it down in the description down below so you can check her out, check out her art. Absolutely amazing. Brings out that nostalgic children's book vibes for that. And I wrote down in my notes that, but I'm kind of wondering, with the story that was narrated by Katie Segal, here's two things that came to mind. Actually, three. One was, if this story was written by Rhett and Link, I mean, they kind of like probably know what it is, you know, what to expect with it, especially with the part where, like, I think it was the possum or the porcupine that having psoriasis. Felt like it was a little bit of a reference to Rhett because he deals with psoriasis, just a little bit. But I kind of think, is it written by Rhett and Link, but then if it was narrated by Katie Segal and being read to them, do they know in advance about it? I'll talk more about the scripted theory, or no script theory, a little bit later in this video. But do they know what it is? Or is it written by the Mythical crew or one of the writers for that? Second, if Rhett and Link did write this book, and if they did a children's book, and they did it for Reading Rainbow, that's what it would be like. I mean, I know Reading Rainbow was brought back a while ago. I mean, is it still happening? Does it still exist? Does anyone have any contact with LeVar Burton about this? I need some confirmation. But if Rhett and Link did a children's book, like the Ferdinand the Fox story, they did on Reading Rainbow, that's what it'd be presented. Not appropriate for children, maybe for Adult Swim. And third thought that came to mind was, if the book is real, would you buy it? I would personally buy it, you know, just like add to my nice collection for the Book of Mythicality, along with these other books right here. As you can't see, there is The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek, their first novel, and their first cookbook, the Mythical Cookbook, hidden behind the little Rhett and Link right here. So that's one of my thoughts, and especially with them just after Katie Segal, the voice of the Intelligent House / Smart House 2.0, And you hear their thoughts, and you're seeing their reactions and their feelings being displayed on the internet. And you hear them talk. Okay. How many of you are fans of 21 Pilots? I'm kind of a little bit of fan. I know some that are huge 21 Pilot, fan of 21 Pilots, and are fans of Rhett and Link. When there was the reference about the song by 21 Pilots, and I saw the comments on YouTube and on the social media saying, "Oh my gosh, they made a reference to 21 Pilots," and someone said that, okay, so Rhett and Link were on Fallon, 21 Pilots were recently on Fallon, so maybe we can see the collaboration. Then I saw a comment, "Ooh, since they made they did a shout out, gave 21 Pilots a shout out, maybe someone for 21 Pilots, maybe the band itself will see this video about this, and maybe they'll be on the show." So yeah, I think if 21 Pilots was on Good Mythical Morning, or maybe a future episode of Wonderhole, then the internet will explode. It will be on fire. It will, yeah, it will go crazy. So we hear Rhett and Link, sharing their thoughts and their feelings about after listening to the story, and they made some references about, oh, do you think 21 Pilots would approve about this? I'm paraphrasing a little bit, and of course you see the moods right here, but I've seen some comments about, like, is this really real? Are they really going through it? I mean, I said earlier that yes, they were going through being tested doing this challenge. And of course, they already did, so far, we already figured out they're doing like something that is real, scripted, documentary vlog style, into something that is fictional right there. I mean, I kind of think they scripted that part with the thoughts so they can continue it, but the emotions were there. I mean, it's kind of like if I was saying something like, the sky is blue, but I'm just like not in the right mindset right there. No, how do I say it? If I say something, let me start over. If I said something with, like, I say, "I love you," but if I'm in pain or something like that, it will come out cross-wrong. Or like if I'm quoting, I don't know, Shakespeare or something like that, and I just got, I don't know, having a massive headache, the presentation would be different. But I mean, maybe that part was scripted right there, but the feelings were there. And now I'm going to talk about the scripted theory. The scripted theory that I've said a little bit in this series about if they actually wrote a script, or if it was improvised, ad-lib, and they just practiced it over and over again so it can be like scripted, they can just pull it off their heads. Kind of like what I would do. I would just come up with like a script, but I don't write it down. I need to, but then I just say it over and over again until I memorize it. It has been proven, again, going back to the behind-the-scenes video on the Mythical Society, while Rhett and Link were getting ready, Link said that after the screening, the premiere, they changed the script. Script. SCRIPT script. So, and they were talking about the certain sequence, which I will get to in a moment, about this scene. And Link was talking about that with Rhett and Ben while they were getting ready about that. And now I'm kind of wondering with, like, obviously because again, I kind of think of like, oh, because I've seen behind the scenes videos of like, they're just ad-libbing, but they change it once in a while. Well, there's nothing wrong with like changing the lines, just a part of it, but unless you stay on script. And that's the same way with like choreography. Like if you're learning the combination or learning the choreography, you can't be just like a robot and just like you can do the choreography, but you can add your own flavor, your style to it. That's the same way with like scripts. And I should know that because I am writing a script for the documentary film, for my narration. So, I mean, now they have like an actual script, but is it just them writing it, or do they have someone else writing it? So, So it has been confirmed that they have a script, but kind of like what they do for Good Mythical Morning, which they have writers on the show, they have like a teleprompter, like you can easily tell that everything like scripted, especially for their intro and then what they're going to do, and then everything else is totally unscripted. And for them being unprepared, And remember I said the word is unexpected, so they kind of expect, but they don't unexpect the outcome for this. So they have a line, they have just like a timeline or like an outline of what they're going to do right there. But then for the scripted parts, like the fictional parts, it is scripted. So confirmed, they do have a script. But is it just them writing it, or do they have someone else writing it for them? I don't know. Or both. I don't know. Comment down below what you think about that. So we see this clock going from red, blue, red, blue. Is it the red pill or the blue pill? Is it the red clock or is it the blue clock? And we just see the anticipation, like it's you hear the tick-tock, and we hear different patterns of tick-tock, and it's switching over until another jump scare. Boom! It's okay. So remember I said in the second episode that there is a certain group of Mythical Beasts fans that kind of like, it's like, oh my gosh, Rhett and Link are together, they must kiss or something like that. Or want to write fan fiction about a certain part of it that is very, very close for them. So we see this another jump scare of them spooning. And if you listen to some stories on past Good Mythical Morning and possible ear biscuits about the times when, and I think there was a video that they did when they were part of crew about if you're sharing a room with someone else. And there were times that they said in Good Mythical Morning about when they have to go to a certain event and there's one bed in the room and they have to share it. And the famous quote by Link Neal, I sleep with the reckless abandon. And they sleep, it's like Rhett says, I've been spooned by this man or something like that. Or you hear those stories. Just go, by the way, I'm going to give a shout out to searchacality.com. If you want to find a particular episode or a certain part that you want to find out, go to that website. I'll put the link down below. So, and another thing with like the spoon part, them sleeping together. They did this movie back then called Dirty 30, which had Grace Helbig and they play these certain characters, and this was way back then when Link had wings and before Rhett grew his hair out. They play these certain characters, and it's the one part in the film they were spooning. Link was a little spoon, Rhett was a big spoon. Figures, because Rhett is 6'7", Link is 6 feet tall. I should know that because I met them. And in this one, it's totally reversed. Now Rhett is the little spoon, and Link is the big spoon. Oh gosh. We see that, but the room, the divide, like the wall that separates between the red room and the blue wall is taken down. And they're like, oh, they're together, what happened? And now we know that this is the fictional part of it, but this is where the fun stuff happens. So we see them in shock. I'm like, oh my gosh, they took down the wall, what has happened? And they're in shock. They go back to the original room, but then they look at each other. And then this part where Link points to Rhett because there is a blue mark on it. He's not been necked, he's been blued. And he said, you just blued me. And he said, why do you think it's me? I mean, what do you think? Did Link really blue Rhett, or did the Intelligent House / Smart House 2.0 did that? What do you think? I personally think that the Intelligent House did it because she said that she likes to do her own way of having fun. And I think because of what happened, the wall was divided, and then of course probably with the food cube ended up being something else. So I think she was the one that caused it, Yep, never never trust a smart house or an intelligent house. And it's kind of weird that I think I said this about, it's strangely odd that the movie was very close to like what we see in smart houses today. Anyway, so we see just Rhett being so miffed about it, and of course Rhett being Red, so enraged, and then he just slaps Link, and then the glasses fall, and then somehow the mood changes. You see Link putting on the glasses, and we just see him going from 16:9 into that cinematic widescreen angle right there, and it's like, oh no, they're okay. It's time for a fight. This is getting serious. It's going to be Darkwing Duck serious, and the voices. I mean, like into this anime kung fu hustle, kung fu chicken type of style. The voices. Okay, I searched far wide enough, and like when the episode premiered, I did not see the credits of who was the voices for Kung Fu Rhett and Kung Fu Link, and I searched far wide of like what it is. I tried to voice match it. I kind of thought it was like, oh, maybe it's the guy from One Piece, or maybe the guy who's the voice of Archer that did the voice for Link and all that. I did a lot of research. A lot of people have been asking for that. And recently, just about 1 hour before I filmed this, they posted on the episode itself who was the voice of the voices. It's not two people, one person for that. His name is, just remember, I have names right. If I mispronounce your name, sir, I do sorry in advance. It's Jared Kjack. Is that how you say it? It's spelled Kjack. And he is a voiceover artist and performer based in LA. And he did all of the kung fu voices for Rhett and Link. Because I had a little bit of a thought of like, because there is this feature where you can use AI to match your voice, and you can switch it up. And of course there is a feature on Adobe Premiere Pro, which I edited this video by the way with Premiere Pro, just in case you didn't know. There is a feature where you can like change your voice to make it sound like a podcast, or you do it in the background room and all that stuff. And even turn into a certain tone and all that. I kind of thought they used like AI to make it kung fu eyes. I don't know. Make it just like their voices kung fu. But we got confirmation of who are the voices for the kung fu, Rhett and Link. But the sequence, Ben, the director who's been working with Mythical for more than 10 years and counting, like his vision, his direction of like these angles, mind-blowing. I mean, like you can just see like how well it was put together of like the kung fu scenes. And I've already said last week with the direction for their musical, for the Squirrel musical, and like like how they visioned their own version of kung fu hustle, kung fu chicken, very spoofy kung fu movies you can think of together. And of course, it gave like a little bit of a Kill Bill vibe, a little bit, and it's just like I when I watch the episode before I do a review, I watch it when it's up, and I watch it again early in the morning so I can get notes. Like that sequence, 5 minutes of that kung fu sequence, I watched it more than once. I think 25 times. I am not kidding, because it's art. And again, with the crew, like with the amazing crew that you have, and then of course, even though they were limited on some things, how they were able to put together is incredible. I mean, like, I don't think incredible is a word. I mean, spectacular. Art. It's art in a very comical way. And I saw something about like a connection, because remember I said earlier in the videos, like people were overthinking like, oh, it's supposed to be good versus evil and all that stuff. I saw someone tweeted this about the connection between Rhett and Link, especially with color-wise. And they said this. Oh, why isn't it pulling up? Come on, internet. By the way, the Wi-Fi does not work very well around here, so I'm trying to look this up. This is real, people. This is absolutely real. Because we already know that Rhett can like get you moody, and blue is very calm and sometimes get very sad. But like it's seems, and I'm going to give a shout out to McLaughlin Reese said this. It seems to be partially a commentary on how their audience has begun to flanderize it, and Rhett being angry and competitive, Link emotional and weak, which initially drives them apart and turns them against each other. But later they find, even when they fight, they can still find themselves colored by one another, which I'll tell you a little bit what the color is. But the way that they fight it out, and then especially when they apologize, compromise, and they hug each other, and they have like their disagreements they have in real life and all that stuff, and you can probably see with like Link plugging in the video game port of the video game into Rhett and just moving around, and the same thing with Rhett playing the recorder and like Link being under a trance and all that stuff. I mean, you could just see the moods, displayed through the colors that they were representing, but also in real life. So you see, like this entire series, you're seeing their friendship displayed in this series. So, but in the end, when they were apologizing and they just hug it out, I mean, like I said earlier, you can just feel their emotions, you can feel their feelings, and especially when they're just like shaking and hugging out, and literally, like, in this episode entirely, I was so vocal about it. I even scared my roommate when I went, oh, or wow, or aw. And then my roommate would be like, are you okay? But, but then the part when they were hugging, I was like, oh, but then you see them squeezing tight, and like, oh no. I mean, like, especially we see the disagreement, and then you just see like everything is calm, is like, plot twist, they're hugging tighter, and then of course, I don't know. I kind of think it's like the battle still continues, or maybe there were supposed to be one again, like the merging of the chips together, which I do have to say, with the part where Rhett, like when Rhett had like the blue mark on his neck, it's the same area. Another Easter egg right there. The blue mark on Rhett's neck is the same location where Link, the chip from episode 2, was placed. And ooh, having flashbacks from episode 2 right there. I mean, a little bit of Easter egg. I've gotta love it. So we see that, and they're squeezing so tight. Ooh, I almost spilled that. Squeezing so tightly, and all of a sudden, what does red and blue make? Purple, like this sweater that was unintentionally. I realized it as soon as I was talking, as soon as I said purple. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing purple. I mean, like, it's getting cooler down here, and I was trying to find something mythical, and I'm wearing this purple sweater. Oh, I wonder what the thumbnail is going to look like after I film this. Oh, but they turned into purple glue, and then, again, their friendship being displayed, and of course they have their disagreements, but it's kind of like, oh, what is that episode? That's, you see the meme about it where they have like two people and they go like this. Hold on a sec. It's from Dragon Ball Z. But they become something, odd, but beautiful. And like this purple sweater. And then of course they ended it with Food Cube. Nice little button to end this unexpected but colorful episode of Wonderhole. I know I said last week that episode 4, the cutting down the tree with peanut butter axe or hatchet, was the best one that they have ever done. I'm going to have to change my answer that this episode, even though that we did not, but we did see it coming, and the way that they did this is probably the best episode they've done for not just this series, but what they've done in their entire career. I don't know. I mean, things could change for next week's episode, last episode. But this one, just like the combination of, kind of like, almost like Minefield, which if you watch Vsauce, which is like a sciencey base, it kind of reminds me of Minefield, which is a series that Vsauce did where Mike, one of the guys from the channel, goes into this isolation chamber for 72 hours but like the chamber is very similar to the colored torture chambers or the intelligent house. Mike was in there for 72 hours with no light, no windows. It was completely white, no interaction from other people, no music, and you could just see him just like being slowly insane, and then going through all this torture that he had to go through for his mind. And then when he comes out of it, you could just see him being all like, all the endorphins are kicking in. He's so joyful in that. The episode, I feel like I said earlier, that it felt very not fast paced like the YouTubers would do with like this 24-hour color challenge is they do. But for this one, I kind of have a feeling that they were inspired by Vsauce, but they had their own take of it. And with the combination of their experiments, what they do best, and their storytelling with like the kung fu story, and of course the sneaky ways of the robot or whatever it is, maybe it's AI, I don't know. I mean, in charge of the intelligent house, it is just well done, Rhett Link and the Mythical crew. But I'm just going to say the one thing that was very disappointed is the intro. I'm not talking about the jump scare intro. I'm talking about the title card, which if you watch in the series, the title card, Wonderhole, and then they have like some type of icon or picture. Like first episode was a coconut, second episode was a time capsule, third episode was a like a plastic noodle or a pipe, and the fourth episode was peanut butter. And this one was a trash bag. And like I said, I watched this episode, like especially the sequence, but of course the episode as well, because I tried to find where the trash can was. I mean, I looked everywhere. I noticed in like the rooms there were the plants, there the headphones, the Rubik's Cube, the toilet paper, the beds and all that stuff, and I was trying to find the trash bag. And I'm kind of wondering, and some Mythical Beasts fans, viewers have wondered, where's the trash bag? I kind of wonder that there was a scene that had to do with something with a trash bag or trash or something, and probably got cut. Or it could be the, maybe the food cube? I don't know, but there was a tie on it. So I'm going to show you this title card right here, and just look at it. I mean, what do you think it is? Is it a trash bag and it just probably got caught, or something else? So comment down below. Overall, I give this one, well, actually I'm going to save that ranking right there because I may do a special episode after next week's episode about that very soon. I'm considering it, but this episode, best one they ever done for the show and their career. And wow, talked a lot. I gotta stay hydrated, people. Drinking this red water right here. So, before I close, remember I teased in the beginning about that little big surprise that I want to share with you? Well, this is it right here. So, if you watch my other videos, I have quoted this phrase, keep the faith, give love, or be random. It's technically my motto for my YouTube channel. I'm always a firm believer of giving love. And I want to give back to you, for anyone that's watching this, and especially for those that have been supporting my journey for a really long time. And I know some of you are fans of Good Mythical Morning, and I know some of you are probably just like getting into Good Mythical Morning. So I've thrown a few hints in there that the Mythical Society is the best thing for all fully devoted, fully supportive Mythical Beasts to get all the exclusive content and special surprises like these quarterly collectibles, as you can see right here. So for this video, starting now, up until next week, before it premieres, the next episode premieres next week, I'm doing a special giveaway. This is your opportunity to win a one-time quarterly third-degree membership to the Mythical Society. So this is what you have to do. First, subscribe to my channel. Second, like this video that you're watching right now. And third, comment down below your favorite color, or comment below like what if you had to eat one certain color, or do any type of like comment that has to do with a color. Please comment down below. Keep it very respectful. And of course, if you have any thoughts about the series, especially this episode or the series in general, please comment down below. Starting from now, up till it's uploaded till next week, next week's episode, I will randomly select anyone in the comments who has done subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. I'll randomly select one person, and I will give them the one-time membership, quarterly, third-degree membership to the Mythical Society. So that sounds really fun, right? And if you're not part of the Mythical Society right there, this is your opportunity. So subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below your favorite color, all that jazz hands. Well, that's it for today. Whew, that was an unexpectedly long one, but very fun one. If you made this far, kudos to you. I'm totally out of it, but thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, click that like button. It really does wonders. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and click on that bell so you be on the lookout for the next episode when it premieres, and lots of more content. And if you want even more content created by yours truly and updates and news, follow me on Instagram at Rapha Conrad or Twitter /X at Rapha Conrad. All right. Again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Rapha Conrad, also known as Random Rapha, and I will see you next week. And remember, keep on wondering, and stay hydrated, people. Bye!
They fed me too many blueberries. They fed me too many.
You look like Insidious character today.
They fed you too many raspberries. And me too many blueberries. Oh my goodness.
I'm scared.